Yeah, so things got a little bit spicy in the Twins and the Jays game, so you don't want to miss it. We're going to break it down in just a moment. What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We do this every single day, so don't be afraid to stick around and hit that subscribe button. The Padres might have had their worst series of the year, and of course, it came against Cody Bellinger and the Dodgers. deGrom took a perfect game into the 6th inning versus their division rival, the Atlanta Braves and the Yankees. They're trying to stop the Cardinals' win streak. Remember, guys, if you're going to any baseball games, I don't care if they're minor league or major league or any concerts, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save yourself 20 bucks off your entire order. Now, some news that kind of shocked the baseball world. This wasn't news to me because I knew that this day was going to come, but Franmil Reyes, the Franimal, has been released, aka DFA'd by the Cleveland Guardians. I'm hearing it was because he was not able to get his weight under control, and also it could just be that he was incredibly bad this year, which again, if you're not a Guardians fan, you might not know that he was that bad. If you're just a casual baseball fan, you're thinking Franmil Reyes got dropped. He had 30 home runs last year. What gives? He wasn't good this year at all. We're going to stay with the team that he was just on, the Guardians. Triston McKenzie had himself a day. Now, I know it was against the Astros kind of punt lineup, and even with a punt lineup, they still have a pretty good squad. They're still the Astros. Javier served up a home run to Luke Maile, of all people. Luke Maile has a .323 on base percentage, so hopefully he can steal more at bats from Austin Hedges. Anyways, back to Triston McKenzie. He threw 8 incredible innings. He just turned 25 years old. This kid is going to be ridiculously good in the same rotation as Shane Bieber and hopefully Daniel Espino in 2023. That is going to be an insane 1-2-3 punch. Class A struck out 2 in his 24th save in Cleveland. They're getting back Savali pretty soon. They have the tools to be a pretty competitive team for the remainder of the year. Fuzzy, you're biased. Stop talking about your team. Okay, let's go ahead and move on over to another team. We're going to talk about 2 different franchises, the White Sox and the Orioles, because if we're going to talk about the Guardians, we have to talk about the other teams that are in the hunt right now for a wild card push. So let's first talk about the Chicago White Sox. They have been playing much better as of late. They popped off for 8 runs on 15 hits versus the Rangers. The Rangers are back to sucking. AJ Pollock had an RBI single, and Andrew Vaughn hit a huge 2-run missile. He's basically hitting 300 with the 130 OPS plus on the season, and his teammates, they wanted to score some runs as well. Lou Bob doubled in 2, and Eloy singled home another for Lucas Giolito, who was solid. 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, although his walk percentage, that needs to come down as the season progresses. Chicago is now 55-53. They're 2 games back of first place in the Central and 2 games back of the wild card. Another team that is in the thick of things, the Orioles. They got humbled a little bit by the Pirates. Spencer Watkins was cruising through 4 and then got eaten alive by a few singles in the 5th inning. In fact, the Pirates scored their first 6 runs on singles and I think 1 fielder's choice. So not the most exciting of games, but it worked. Okay, I actually lied to you guys because Ke'Bryan Hayes, he went yard. That's only his 6th home run of the season, but he has 12 stolen bases and an insane 16 DRS. That is defensive run saves. He has been a vacuum at the hot corner. He is going to be a stud for the next decade, in my opinion. Now, my older brother, he said that the Dodgers were going to sweep the Padres, and I did not believe it. I thought there's no way that the Padres acquire Juan Soto and then get smacked in the head by their older brother. Well, I guess it happened. Cody got into this pitch for an Oppo Taco, his 14th, and Freddie Freeman teamed up with Cody in this one as they drove home every single run for the Dodgers in this one against the Padres. Tyler Anderson, he shut it down again. 7 scoreless frames to lower his season ERA to 2.72, which is just insane to me, and belly bombs are back again. He has 15 home runs and an 871 OPS over his last 12 games. It could be a very interesting thing to watch unfold. Is Cody Bellinger back? They have Mookie Betts in that lineup with Freddie Freeman. They just acquired Joey Gallo, and by the way, the Dodgers are now 6-0 since trading for Joey Gallo. And also in this game, I just want to mention that Juan Soto did make some history. So he passed Ted frickin' Williams for the most walks ever by a hitter under the age of 24 years old. So in the same game that the Dodgers improved to 15.5 games ahead of the Padres, Juan Soto, he made some history, which is kind of cool. If you're a Mets fan, this was a very fun game to watch. Polar Bear Pete and Mark Canha handed Spencer Strider his worst start of the season as they torched Spencer for 4 earned runs early. He had 79 pitches in the first few innings thanks to some bad umpiring that was sprinkled in between the Mets being both ultra patient and they were fighting off pitches left and right. They were just fouling off everything. All while Jacob deGrom was cooking out there. He was Jacob the GOAT yesterday. He took a perfect game into the 6th inning. He had 12 strikeouts on just 74 pitches. Yes, he did give up a 2-run bomb to Dansby Swanson. I will show that. I'm not going to be completely biased, but the league should be terrified. Max Scherzer was Mad Max. Jacob deGrom shoved, and Edwin Diaz is the most unhittable human on the face of the earth right now. 26 saves. He has 91 strikeouts in 45 innings. So the Mets are coming, and they are looking like a World Series powerhouse team right now. And Spencer Strider, after the game, even though he got lit up, he stayed confident.
A lot of weird hits. Yeah, they seem to be having a lot of luck right now offensively, so that's great. It's August. See what things are like in October.
I'm sure that's going to go over very well with Mets fans. They probably will not quote tweet that for the next week and the next few weeks. Yes, they're going to. I'm being facetious. Okay, so this is where things got a little bit steamy. This was the Twins facing off against the Blue Jays. Bo Bichette and Gurriel gave Kevin Gausman a few runs in the 2nd and the 3rd inning. And Gausman, he looked a little bit like Jacob deGrom, just without the perfect game through 5. He had 6 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. But ultimately, it didn't work out because the Jays bullpen surrendered 2 runs. So we're going to need extra innings. And here's where things got spicy. Whit Merrifield was called out after he was hosed by Tim Beckham. That was a fantastic throw, but that call was overturned because the umpire stated that Gary Sanchez did not give Whit Merrifield a running lane. So was that the right call? You guys have to let me know in the comment section. But where the heck is Gary supposed to go? That was a perfect seed from the left fielder. Is he supposed to, sweep his legs off to the side and dive at Whit Merrifield as he's catching the ball? I mean, I don't really get that rule, but I guess ever since Buster Posey, they're trying to protect the runner and the catcher. So, I mean, I guess according to the rules, he didn't give him a lane, and that's how the cookie crumbles, which is a weird way for this game to end, in my opinion. The Mariners are very happy that the Angels traded for Tucker Davidson in that Raisel Iglesias trade because they torched him for 6 runs in this one. So the former Reds, they got it going. Eugenio Suarez drove in Frazier, and then Jesse Winker cleared everyone on his first Grand Slam as a member of the Mariners. Marco Gonzalez, I'm going to use what the kids say, he was very mid as Sewald came in and closed it. I mean, the Mariners are 11 games back of the Astros for first place in the West, but they're 2 games ahead of Cleveland for that wild card spot. So the Mariners, the Orioles, the White Sox, the Guardians, the Twins, they're all in the thick of things right now because 1 game separates the AL Central, and both of those teams are in the hunt for a wild card spot if they don't I mean, there's a lot going on. Now, please forgive me if I completely botched this name. I did not know that Michael Papierski existed until today, but he tied it up in the 5th inning for the Reds. Now, the Reds were taking on the Brewers at home, but this is the post-deadline Brewers, so they kind of stink. Obviously, I'm being facetious. I'm kind of being dramatic, but I can't believe what they did at the deadline. They seemingly got worse, in my opinion. Donnie Barrels, Donovan Solano, he doubled home India to put Cincinnati up by 1 until Keston Hira hit a tater, and that sent it to extras. But the inevitable happened. The new Milwaukee bullpen wasn't able to hold it as the Reds scored 2. And then the Brewers lineup were pretty much set down 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 10th inning. So the Brewers, they have been reeling as of late. They are now 2 games back of the Cardinals for first place in the NL Central. Now, speaking of the Cardinals, let's talk about a few teams that put up 12-plus runs yesterday. So the first one, it's a little bit weird because Frankie Montas was on the bump. He has been really good this year, but both teams had to deal with an awful umpire. The Yankees got the brunt of it, in my opinion. Arenado and Carlson drove in a few runs early, and my God, Nolan did not miss that one. Nearly 410 feet for a massive 3-run dagger. He now has 22 home runs, 68 RBIs, and 15 defensive run saves. Paul DeJong and Tommy Edman, they find gaps as well to add even more insurance runs, and oh yeah, that'll do it. Paul DeJong, who has been known to hate the Yankees, he's tweeted that a few times on Twitter. That was his 100th career home run, and the Cardinals are 7-1 since his return from AAA. The Yankees, is it time to panic? They are now 9-16, so 7 games under 500 over the last 25 games. They need Stanton and Rizzo to come back ASAP. Also, you know how I said the Dodgers are 6-0 since trading for Joey Gallo? The Yankees are 0-5 since trading away Joey Gallo. That's why you don't trade your best player. Long ball, Derek Hall was at it again for the Phillies yesterday, and Nick Maton wanted in on the absolute spanking of the Nationals. You know, I want to feel bad for the Nationals. Okay, let me say this. I feel bad for their fan base because you let go Bryce Harper, Anthony Rendon, Trey Turner, Max Scherzer, and Soto. How many players are going to leave? And then you give money to Strasburg, who's been injured, and Patrick Corbin has been the worst pitcher in the history of baseball since getting that contract. All right, let's move on before I get too angry at the Washington Nationals, aka the Walgreens. So Rhys Hoskins torched his 24th home run, and long ball Hall delivered again. He's hitting .285 with 17 extra base hits and 103 at-bats. You have Maton grabbing another RBI before our friend Bryson Stott cleared the bases. Bryson Stott has a 112 OPS plus over his last 20 games, so he is getting better and better. Brandon Marsh, the newcomer, he drove in one, and then Maton, he ended up with a 4 RBI day. The Phillies, they are 39-19 over the last 2 months, which is the second best record in baseball behind the Dodgers. Bryce Harper got the pins out of his hand, so it's going to be a lot of fun when he comes back. And by the way, Aaron Nola, he has a 3.17 ERA and a 2.83 FIP. He is back to being ace version of Aaron Nola. MJ Melendez kind of broke the Red Sox all by himself, so he singled home run. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's nice. That's okay. There's the backbreaker. That 3-run home run gave him 4 RBIs on the day, and he ended up with 6 RBIs after he had 2 sac flies. But we don't have enough time to show all of that because Kyle Isbell and Michael Massey, they both had big days as well. They both came away with multi-RBI days, and Bobby Witt Jr. made it 13 runs on the day. He has 15 home runs and 21 stolen bases. I know that J-Rod is probably going to win AL Rookie of the Year, but Bobby Witt Jr. has been a man on a mission for the last few months. Now, this next one was super close until it wasn't. So Matt Manning stepped up and he accepted a tough challenge of facing the Tampa Bay Rays. He threw 7 shutout innings with 7 strikeouts. Just unfortunately, the Tigers got shut out for the 15th time already. The Tampa Bay pitching staff, yes, held them scoreless through 9 as the Rays exploded for 7 runs. They were all with 2 outs. So the first 2 came on walks from Gregory Soto. There's Brandon Lau again. Randy Arozarena doubled home 2 more, and Roman Quinn put the final cherry on top with an RBI single. The Tigers, in my opinion, are the most disappointing team of anyone in 2022. I thought the way that the Orioles are playing, I thought that's how the Tigers were going to be playing this season. The Giants, they played baseball yesterday. Now, this might sound a little bit dramatic, but I have almost forgotten about them as a franchise in 2022, so it's nice to see them pop off a little bit. Yaz and Estrada, they destroyed some baseballs for Logan Webb, who had 5 strikeouts over 7 innings, and Yaz, he went yard a second time. So in his first 400 big league games, he has an almost 120 OPS plus, so that's very impressive. He's definitely making his Hall of Fame pops proud. The Diamondbacks, they win after a late push from their offense. Christian Walker, he started off with a mammoth 431-foot shot. He has 26 home runs and a 111 OPS plus. I didn't even know that Emmanuel Rivera was on the Diamondbacks, but there he is hitting bombs. And then Josh Rojas doubled in the game-tying run, and Colomé, he balked in the go-ahead run as Mark Melancon had a scary 9th inning, but he got the job done as the Diamondbacks narrowly escaped with a victory. And last but not least, Miami won this game in the 5th inning. They scored 3 on back-to-back home runs. The first one courtesy of Jacob Stallings. He had a 2-run tater, and then Peyton Burdick, he destroyed his first career home run. That one flew 421 feet as Jesus Luzardo, the Lizard Man, was absolutely disgusting. 6 strikeouts over 7 shutout innings, and Tanner Scott, another lefty, he converted his 15th save. Guys, that is going to do it for today's recap. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. We do this every single day. Enjoy the Web Gems.
Their opponent's batting average. That ball hammered to left, quickly on the run. Taylor, will he run it down? Yes, he will!
Makes the catch and slides in the warning track as he braces for impact.
And Crone hits it out to Varsho in right field. He's got it. Johnson. Oh, it helps to have a double play to win the second, and a diving.
Fly ball into left, going back is Arozarena, and he is going to make that catch out of Castro, and Arozarena stays with it.
Under my notes. Thank you for that. To third base, Ramirez gobbles it up. High throw in a game of tag.
Time with that throw because he wasn't down the line. That's a muddy track right now, but it was up the line. He gets the out.